on the stage tonight. Keep it going for him. White Boy Ray. All right, Shanghai, how y'all doing? Let's get the energy up in this bitch. All right, let's give a round of applause for Jay and all the previous comedians. Woo! We're wrapping up at Sunday night. Thanks for coming out. This is awesome to be here. Let's give a round of applause. Who here likes to have sex? Yeah. All right. Who likes to have sex with somebody else? Why is there a drop off whenever I ask that? We have somebody solo. If you see someone else who didn't clap, join up with them after. Have some fun tonight, okay? Just make sure to wrap your tool, right? Don't be a fool. Have fun with that. Now, I'm going to surprise you guys. I'm going to tell you something about myself that's going to be shocking that you've never heard before tonight. I grew up poor. Oh my Lord, I worked so hard on this bit, and then I walked in and saw two other comics talking about being poor. I'm like, all right, well, here we fucking go. Before you start measuring and trying to realize like how poor you were compared to me, I already broke it down. I'm not cockroach poor or projects poor. I'm suburban poor. I grew up that way. I grew up KFC poor, not chicken. We're not talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken. We're talking about Kmart, food stamps, and no fucking Costco. That's the type of poor I grew up, right? And Kmart, anybody remember what Kmart is? We got some oldies, right? Does anybody have no idea what Kmart is? Please give me a round of applause, somebody. That's like essentially if Walmart had a one-night stand with the dollar store and had like a birth defect kid, that's what Kmart was, right? And I grew up Kmart poor, and it was the place where you get the cheap shit, and I could never get an icy. Oh, cry for me. But I didn't just grow up Kmart poor. I grew up Kmart layaway poor. Does anybody remember layaway? Oh, yeah. Layaway, when you go and you pick out everything you want and you can't fucking take it home with you. It gets to go in the back until you pay that shit off. And by the time you pay it off, you're showing up to school 2 years later with MC Hammer pants that are way the fuck outdated. Or some JoJo Siwa shirt, right? Like, don't judge me because I was young. I like that shit. She was cute back then, right? I also grew up with food stamps, man. Food stamps is a thing that people don't really understand. There's EBT cards, which you get to be kind of an undercover broke ass. You get to show up and pretend it's a Visa and run it through. You're like, yeah, I'm normal. I had to show up with a checkbook of fucking government monopoly money. They had that shit. It was legit. It was like 20s, 5s, 1s. I would hope that I'd give a 5 and get back some real money in exchange so I could go get, nope. They got $1 bills. Like, that shit fucking sucked. And then, the Costco thing, like, my neighbors always had these really cool treats, like bagel pizzas. You could only get it from Costco. And I was jealous as shit from my neighbors for some stupid-ass shit, because I was like, man, I want to get Costco. The only thing my family got in bulk was government cheese and powdered milk. Like, that is legitimately how I grew up. When I really, as a young guy, needed Jergens and that extra size, but no, didn't get that. No, sir, no, sir. So growing up poor sucked, and I'm glad I don't have to live that way anymore, but I definitely got respect for coming from that, and part of that was I was raised by a single mom. Had 2 other siblings. If there's anything that I know about single moms is they know how to whoop some ass, right? Single moms know how to take it, and they're down to fuck. Otherwise, how else would they get all these kids, right? So I'm going to talk about the first subject, though, because we're talking about my mom here. We're going to talk about my mom. We're not going to talk about the promiscuous, because, yeah, I got a brother and sister by a different dad, but I'm going to talk about whooping some ass. My mom had some tricks that she'd use. First one was the Tupperware spoon. That thing was a flex action assault weapon. She would use that thing and whoop my ass. I'd have those marks on it. The scariest time around my house was when Sally, not Avon, but the Tupperware lady was coming. All us kids had to keep our heads low. We're like, oh shit, she's gonna re-up. So we got that. Then when I used bad words, my mom would wash my mouth out literally with soap. And I would try this shit that when I get in the bathroom, I'd grit my teeth together. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. And I'd grit them, and she would grind it in my teeth. And I'd have all that nasty. And my mom was a G, though, because she wouldn't use Dial or the dollar store stuff. She spent the extra money to get Irish Springs, so I had that nasty perfume in my mouth. And then she'd have the balls when I walk out of the bathroom, and she'd be like, top of the morning, sonny. And you're like, son of a bitch, man. And then she'd have this thing where I gotta go, I misbehave, and she'd say, you need to go pick out a switch. And I was like, a switch? What the fuck? So I went out and she said, you go pick out a branch that I'm gonna whoop you with. So I'd go outside and I pick, and I made the mistake that you're not supposed to do, which is picking the thinnest, tiniest branch, right? I picked that off, give it to her. whoop my ass, that shit hurt so bad. I learned that, and so as you can tell by my gorgeous looks, I got it all together today. And but I am a father and I have kids, so I tried to bring some of that upbringing I was raised with to my kids. My 9-year-old, I told him the other day, I said, hey, he was misbehaving. I said, go get a Switch. Kid come back with a Nintendo Switch. Oh my god, and this kid had no idea. But the good news was, the Nintendo Switch hurt him a lot more than the branch did. And 2 for 1, 2 birds, 1 stone, the screen broke, so now he's grounded from the damn thing till I replace it. That's a pretty good deal, right? And to cap it off, I'm sick of being poor, so I'm trying to solve a problem of mysterious dick pics. Ladies, some men probably get these and they don't want to get them. So please keep an eye out for my new invention. I'm trying to become an entrepreneur. I'm starting an app called DickTok, DIKTOK. That's a place for all these dick pics to go in case you want them. We got a couple categories for you. We got the Donde está? If you speak Spanish, it means where the fuck is it? We got the longest yard, 12 inches plus, please. And we got the snuffleupagus. So keep an eye out for Dick Talk. Next up is Clit Talk. Thank you guys.
Keep it going for Rick. My mom would use like the pump hand soap on a toothbrush. That was gross.
Clean teeth.
My little brother, he got away with anything. Oh well, little brothers. Thank you all so much for coming out. Thank you, Tammy. You're a